Holy freaking crap! Tennessee fires Jeremy Pruitt. It's January 18th, okay? And most of the other teams this year have made their hires and fires. But Tennessee comes in bringing up the rear, firing in Jeremy Pruitt, man. Everybody said, sorry, Tennessee fans. You're stuck with Jeremy Pruitt for another year, okay? You just got done paying off Butch Jones. And Butch Jones' $8 million buyout. But you get to fire Jeremy Pruitt because he was buying players. I don't know. He must have been buying some crappy players, I guess, because they had a horrible season this season. It's in the books. He's fired, and they don't got to pay his buyout. So maybe this means they have a little more money, which usually when you fire a coach, you got to think about budgeting and whatnot. But I don't know. I guess they wouldn't have any extra money because they just got done paying off Butch Jones. But anyway, Butch Jones got fired after having a crappy 4-8 season. But if you go back and look at it, he had 2 9-4 seasons and 3 bowl wins. Who knows what Pruitt would have done with another year. I mean, yeah, it was a COVID year and whatnot. And he did manage to turn it around last season, but who knows what he would have been able to do. But apparently the way he turned around last season was enough because they jumped at the chance to fire this guy. I guess they were just ready to pull the trigger on it, but weren't because of the money thing. But now they're paying these lawyers hundreds of dollars an hour to investigate this, and yeah, so he's out. You go back and look at Pruitt's record. He was the worst of the coaches. He had the worst record of the coaches since Fulmer. I'll put on the stats of each year right now. Put it up on the screen, so you can see he had 16 wins overall and 19 losses. So really not great. I'll be going all the way back to Philip Fulmer. And speaking of Fulmer, he's actually retiring after this year. He's only been back for 3 years as the athletic director. And so he went ahead and hired Pruitt, and that didn't work out, I guess. So he's slinking off out of shame, I guess. I'm not trash talking Tennessee now. I like my old Rocky Top, man. I wish them the best. I wish them the best with whoever they hire, and they can maybe whoop up on them dogs. Speaking of who they hire, why don't we talk about that a little bit? Who are the options? Okay, they got somebody in their mind, right? Well, here's their options. Okay, first of all, it cannot be Hugh Freeze. Hugh Freeze got fired for the same thing at Ole Miss, right? Everybody knows that. You can't fire one coach and then bring in the other that done the same dang thing, I know you want to win, but it can't be Hugh Freeze. And by the way, I'm pretty sure Tennessee just got the transfer from Virginia Tech, that quarterback, his last name's Hooker. So how funny would that be if Hooker turns out, if they do get Hugh Freeze and it turns out that Hooker's the dang quarterback for Hugh Freeze? That'd be pretty fun. But no, you can't get Hugh Freeze. So what else we got here? Jeff Fisher is the name that's being thrown around a lot. He coached the Titans for a while, a bunch of years. I'm not like an NFL guy, so I'm not I don't know how he did or watched any of his games at all, but I know there was a lot of jokes about him being a middle of the road, having a 500 record or whatever. But at this point, Tennessee would probably love to have a 6-6 record, So, I'm not gonna pretend like I know anything about this guy. or what he did at the Titans or anything like that. But that's his name's being thrown around a lot, I hear. He's a Tennessee guy, so I don't know. But, NFL doesn't always translate to college and vice versa. So who knows if that would be a good hire. I'm not the guy to tell. But here's an interesting one. Gus Malzahn. Hey, Tennessee fans. Hire Gus Malzahn. Okay? He'll beat Bama for you. Yeah. Gus Malzahn's free. His records at Auburn, you take it, right? Tennessee's, I think, hit rock bottom. So, Gus Malzahn would be a good hire. I'm not going to lie. If you could afford him, I guess. You ought to be, since you just saved all that money off the buyout. But then again, you just got done paying off Butch Jones, so whatever. You might go for a lesser coach. But now, here's the money hire right here. Is Tom Herman. I think they should go after. They should make Tom Herman tell him no. He's free. This would be a good job for Tom Herman. Okay, Texas fired him, but they're at a position. They're in second and third place in the Big 12. They're in a position where they can get rid of that coach, who's not quite getting them to where they want to be. Tennessee, if they had the kind of success, if they could be second and third in the conference, that, that's all Tennessee can ask for, I think. I think Tom Herman, hey, come here. Tennessee, look at this. Come here. Look at this, okay? Boom. It's just that simple. He's a UT orange man, so it's a perfect fit, really. But yeah, he's still a good coach, and then he got hired at Texas because of his success at Houston. So yeah, I think that would be a great hire, Tom Herman, and I do think Gus would be a great hire too. So those were the two guys that I would probably go for if I was Tennessee right now. But Tennessee, man, they're really in the same boat as South Carolina now, right? As much as that sucks, and South Carolina just had a horrible season, and Tennessee's right there with them at the bottom of the barrel. They're basically starting from scratch. You can't afford to be picky anymore if you're these teams. So whatever your coach that you hire, he can't just be there for 3 years. You got to give him time. This is going to be a slow rebuild. So I'm sorry, Tennessee. You're just gonna have to be patient. It's you're not. It's gonna be a while before you get good again, especially if you keep firing your coaches after every 3 years. So that's the skinny on the Tennessee situation. Thought I'd hop on here real quick and talk about this breaking news. So as always, go Jackets, and I'll see you next time.